What's up, everybody? We're live. Hope you can hear us well. This is our first live stream with multi-cameras, multi-everything. Got your boy Pat-Man with me.
What's up?
Got Hannah over here. Hannah, show him your face. Wave.
Hey.
All right. So today, guys, is our first podcast. It's the first of the first of the first, and we plan on doing this every probably Tuesday for the foreseeable future. It might change it to Wednesday. Might change it to some other day of the week. I really can't tell you. But I do just want to say before we get started that the point of this podcast really is to have live interactions with you guys. We will be kind of talking about current events, other things that it makes sense for us to talk about here, things going on with the channel. And we have a light outline to go through today, but it's going to be super light. And we're going to spend these next 5-10 podcasts really figuring out how you guys and us can interact and how we can stick together. So let's chat a little bit before we get started about some bullet point news stuff that we've taken notes that we should maybe talk about today. You guys tell me what's up with you. That's what I want to know. Can I get a shout out, Tendo? Brandon Archer, what's up? It's your boy. Dalkatana, tell me how to say your name. Welcome. Gary, what's up? Soul Patch is here. I recognize a lot of you guys from the Discord, of course. Gamer Alley, my man Matt in the house. What's up? Tom, welcome. Glad you guys are here. Has anybody been thrifting today? I think that's the first question I want to ask you guys. You guys, we'll chat here at the beginning of the podcast usually, and then chat again at the end. So if you got any questions or you want to talk about anything you've done at the thrift store or game collecting wise recently, now's the time to holler out. And then we'll get into the news a little bit, and we'll chat again before we quit. Just pulling into Goodwill. JD Deluxe is at a Goodwill right now.
Nice.
That's what I'm talking about. Why aren't we live from Goodwill right now?
I don't know if that's allowed.
Probably not. It probably wouldn't make the Goodwill employees happy. Gamer Guy, what's good? That's so funny. That's so funny. Jonesy, what's up? Welcome. I want to hear, JD so far is the only one that is out on the road. Wait, are you walking into Goodwill right now watching us? What's good? You found an NCAA 14 for Xbox. Nice. Good. It's good that yours was mint, because the last one that I found was the case was crushed to bits, which is not a big deal unless you're like a super completionist and you care. But of course, all those football games have I don't know if you've ever noticed this. You maybe see one over there. Yeah. But like sports games have those like NFL or NCAA seals of approval on it. So I can't easily switch case with my NCAA and make it mint. You freaking killed it with the hour plus video today. Hey, I appreciate that. You should go read the comments on today's videos, because there's a couple people that are salty about it, which is always funny, because the moment I make more content, there's always somebody that's like, everybody's like, dude, I'm so glad you're making more. I'm glad you're posting more videos. But there's always one or two people that are just like, too much, which I tend to understand, because
same.
An hour of me is a bit much, is all I'm saying. What is your favorite PS3 game? I bet you probably could think of the favorite, that era. I mean, you probably didn't own a PS3, did you?
No, I've never owned a PlayStation.
Obviously, I own a PS3 now, and obviously I collect for the PS3, but I want to make it clear that was the era of gaming where I was out, well before I started this channel and stuff. So, you're probably not going to be surprised, but I guess the only game from that era I definitely played was Grand Theft Auto, to be completely honest. But I'm definitely willing to take your suggestions.
I lied.
Would you?
I had a PS1 and a PS2.
Hannah? I know your answer.
Little Big Planet 2.
Little Big Planet
on the PS3, I believe.
Yep. I don't doubt that. Let's see, what else? More is always better. I appreciate that. I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, I don't want to pull the curtain back too far and give away too many secrets, but on the YouTube algorithm, the algorithm that helps me grow my channel, it prefers longer videos. And as someone who has edited videos for many years now, and, shot video, it's not hard for me to stretch a video out. I mean, I try to do my best to make it, interesting. As you can see in today's hour-long video, it switches back and forth between me and Hannah constantly. Tomorrow's video won't be as long, but I'm kind of trying to keep that up. Patrick's in tomorrow's video, and it's, the longer they get, hopefully the more they switch up and keep you interested. Only shoes today. What kind of shoes did you get? Leather Converse All-Stars and really nice Wolverines. Super slow thrift day. Hey, man, nothing wrong with a pair of Chuck Taylors. That's all I'm saying. Do I collect for Switch? Well, let me answer that for you. I have these, and there's maybe one more. I want to. It's just, you've probably noticed on the channel, we don't spend a lot of money. We don't spend much money at all. So, I don't like buying new games. I don't know. It seems unreal that the day would ever come where we would be able to buy Switch games for $5, but I hate paying $60 for a game. So not a ton, but I definitely want to. Let's see. Someone is always going to play. Yeah, always. There's always one. I'm not saying it because it hurts my feelings. It's usually a laugh.
Well, here's a good question.
Yeah.
Is it true you're an e-beggar?
Yes. You saw that comment. Who was that?
Run BD3.
Ron BD3. LOL, some people are salty. You know, it's funny that BD3 is mentioning a comment that someone posted today. You know, if you go read the comment section on any larger gaming related YouTube, there's just this huge crowd of people that come in and, you know, bring negative energy and call people e-beggar and all this. I imagine he's talking about the bits where you guys send us packages and stuff, but it's not something that like hurts my feelings. It's not something that makes me want to go cry to mama. It's just like, well, what it is, what I want you to understand is that we have 1,100 subs.
Yeah.
I thought that stuff was going to come at like 1 million. You know what I mean? Or like 100,000. The people I see that in the comments, they're closer to 1 million. So the fact that we're getting that kind of attention right now is probably better. What made you start collecting? JD, that's a great question. If you caught today's video where I talked about this gumball machine, that's probably going to be like the best answer. That little bit I talked about my grandpa and stuff. My grandpa and grandmother both collected things. My grandfather collected marbles and clocks. I need to do like a tour of my childhood home next time I go home, so you can see how many clocks are all over the place, how many of certain things are all over the place. So I grew up with it in my blood, and so. To be honest with you, when I finally started collecting video games, what it was I was becoming that way, the same way my parents and grandparents were, and just keeping everything all the time, and started to kind of feel like a hoarder maybe. And so what I said, and the deal I made with Hannah was like, I'm just going to collect video games. That's it. And so that way it won't be tons of stuff overrunning the house. It'll just be video games. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I like video games, but that's how we came to the decision. I was like, I need to pick something and just stick with that, and it was video games. What's my most expensive game? Sealed copy of Harvest Moon for the Game Boy Color. What's your most expensive game? He owns like six Xbox games.
Yeah.
Let's see, who else? What would you do if there's no more games to buy if you bought them already? That's a great question, Jason. First of all, I mean, obviously most of us feel like that's impossible, but there's a few collectors out there that do have most of them. I don't know. I think if I just had them all, my collection would then become more about the space that I keep them in. Because, like, you guys have probably noticed, you guys that watch regularly, but, like, my favorite part of all of this is building out this wall and making it pretty. So if I've ever afforded all 50,000 plus video games that I could collect, I'm going to have made it big and have all the money I want. I'm going to build a huge warehouse to put them all in so you guys can come visit. That's the answer to that question. You just bought a Dreamcast, Tom? Nice. The one I bought on the channel a little while back, I bought it months ago and never tested it until about a week ago, and it didn't work, and I was like, oh, this sucks. But it was just a little spring. There's this spring that if it doesn't actuate, it doesn't come on. Weird. What consoles are you closest to competing? The closest one, I guess technically for ratio, would be Wii. But my math might be wrong. I forget the total numbers, but there's like, what, 2,000 or 4,000 PS2? And I have, I knocked them over. I have 500 plus about 600 PS2 games. And then Wii, there's less, I think. I think there's like 1,100 or some number like that. And I have 400 of those. So somebody do the math and tell me. Don't sell it. Yeah, I'm not terribly interested in it. What's your favorite Power Ranger? Probably the Yellow Ranger. Just because.
Take a look.
Yeah. Play Freedom Fighters. Yeah, is that the one I bought today? You love the Lamb Chop. Totally forgot about that show till I seen it today and was one of my first ever computer. That's awesome. The Lamb Chop was funny because I've got this shelf idea I'm trying to complete and put just a bunch of random stuff on it. So, like, if any of you follow me on Instagram, which you should be able to check it out right here, the picture I posted on Instagram, because I post daily pictures, was the handy dandy notebooks.
Blues Clues.
Right? Good old Blues Clues. And lamb chop and this, and like that's what I want this random bookshelf I'm building to be. Just all this nonsense from our childhood. So if you guys have any ideas for that, shoot me a DM or something, because I'm sitting here like I've got one shelf of stuff, and it's like supposed to be 10 shelves, and I'm like, well, what else can I put on this thing? Let's see. What else? What's your all-time favorite console? I've said this. I've probably answered this. If I've answered this before and I'm saying something different now, well, it's just how it is. GameCube, I think. I think GameCube.
That's what I thought you said earlier.
Yeah, it's probably what I answered last time. Ambiguous and Brown, what's up? If you had all the time in the world to sit down and play just one game and you've never played it before, start to finish, what game would it be?
Yikes. That's a hard one.
You know, it would probably be a Mario game, and I know somebody's going to roll their eyes that my answer is Mario, because my go-to answer for all these kinds of questions are always Mario. But, like, I think it would probably be fun to play, like, Mario 64 to completion, getting all the stars.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if I've ever even beat it. Because it was basically too hard when I was the right age to play it. So maybe that or Mario Odyssey or something, and the time aspect of it that I would be interested in is trying to play it to completion. How long till the TV gets a yellow skin? That's a great... You know what? You read my mind. I've taken apart a couple CRTs in the past. My dad had a friend growing up that worked at a TV repair place, and I learned a few things and stuff. And what I do know is just even getting that face off would kind of be a bit of a nightmare. So, I don't know. I could obviously mask it off and paint it, but I have flip-flopped on this idea of making everything in here yellow. But then, would that just be weird, though, if, like, the chairs were yellow?
Yeah.
The TV was yellow. So, I don't know. I just don't know. And plus, you can probably you're not going to be able to see it up close, but those pinholes where the sound comes out of, it would just be a nightmare to paint. Jason likes the Pink Ranger. Same. Name 5 of your favorite bands. You know what? Someone asked me this on the Discord the other day, so you guys are about to find out. Do you even listen to bands? You're more of kind of a hip-hop guy. Bands, Dangerous Summer. Hannah's going to have to help me because I'm going to forget every band I've ever listened to. There's this band called The Dangerous Summer. Angels and Airwaves. I'm super into, like, pop, punk, alternative. Angels and Airwaves, Dangerous Summer, Bad Sons, really cool band I've been listening to recently.
Yellow Card.
Yellow Card is kind of a classic. When I was in high school, Yellow Card was...
Boy was one of your
Well,
favorites.
you're talking about high school now.
True. I mean, like, I'm just talking about your old, like, OG ones that you really loved whenever I first met you. Like, these were what I listened to.
Well, I liked, like, there's a signed Yellow Card poster over here just outside of the game room. So, I mean, that's definitely one of them. But I'm trying to think of, like, modern stuff I listen to now. Go Radio, a band that I listened to back in the day, but has a new album coming out soon. I can't think of a fifth one.
Gaslight Anthem.
Gaslight Anthem is good. A little less, I don't want to say secular, but a little less mainstream. I don't know. What is Hannah's job? What a great question, Hannah. Look into that camera and tell them what's going on, just briefly.
Okay, so I'll keep it short. Basically, as of last week, I don't really have a job anymore. So, fun fact.
Well, tell them what you were doing.
What I am transitioning out of right now, I sort of run a bridal salon. So I sell wedding dresses, do the whole ordering process for people to get their dresses in time for their weddings. That's keeping it short.
Yeah. So she has been working in the bridal industry for a good little while, and just to kind of complete the story that she just told you, we started reselling clothing, mainly, not specifically, but mostly clothing about, a year ago, year and a half? Mm-hmm. Are we to a year? I've lost track.
Yeah, we're a little over.
About this time last year, maybe a little later, it really took off, and we're like, wow. And so even then, she was thinking about quitting, and we were thinking about doing YouTube and, reselling full time. And we just kind of lollygagged on it because we liked having that extra money. I've told you guys before, I shoot video for a living, and I kind of quit doing as much, and then pretty much totally what I was doing about, how long ago now? 5-6 months? So it was just my turn then. It's her turn now. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of her pretty face soon.
And just to clarify, someone in the comments asked if I got fired. No, I did not get fired.
No.
It was by choice.
She was actually, we don't want to give too much away. She was kind of offered more to stay, technically, and we're ready, we're ready to go. So what else? Do you own any Famicom or PALs? So I do own 5 PAL Xbox games. That's it. At least that I can think of. There might be something else. But yeah, definitely, there was, for some reason, Zia Records, which you guys see on the channel all the time. I walked in there one day a few months back, and there was a big stack of PAL Xbox games, and they were all $2, so I bought them. Really just because I wanted to bring them home, compare them to my NTSC versions, and see what was different. Let's see, what else? GameCube? Same. Notice how people love to touch everything when shopping at Goodwill. Hey, that's me. When I walk through the clothes, I'm like this, baby. All the way. Nice to see Patrick on the channel again. Same. Welcome back, Patrick. He took a little vacay.
Nice to see you too.
Patrick, tell me where you've been.
Well, I was in my room, just watching Netflix, catching up for a while, and then I got sick, and then...
Coronavirus.
Exactly.
Just kidding. That's probably not a good thing to joke about, but yeah. You feel better now, though?
Chimpy. Yeah. Much.
His throat was still a little scratchy today, but he's been sick forever. I'm glad you're not dead, though. Especially love when they reach in front of your face to grab something. That happens at the bins. I get jumped in front of all the time at the bins. She got fired. Nope. Do you collect Xbox One games or PS4 games? Well, I try to collect both, but I probably have 20 PS4 games and like 2 Xbox games. You should wrestle for the WWE bronze. I should have. I don't think I can now. Not that 30 is particularly old, but I've already worn a lot of my joints out and stuff, so it's too late now. Let's go with the channel. Same. Ever played the Odyssey 2? That was first console. No, I didn't. I'd like to find some of that, though. Looking forward to see both of you jump in head first on reselling and YouTube. Hope the best for you both. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate those well wishes. We'll be talking about that on tomorrow's video more so. That's kind of, to be honest with you, that's what tomorrow's video is about. So we won't get a ton into Hannah quitting her job and that stuff. Come back tomorrow for that. So, what now we want to do, let's chat about some recent events. I'm trying to look for the time. Yeah, right on time. Let's chat about some stuff going on. I want to know what you guys think about some of these things. And I hate to start off with the first topic we're going to talk about on the podcast, news-wise, be so sad, but rip Kobe.
Yeah.
Patrick is a diehard basketball fan. Hannah and I aren't huge sports fans. Like, my biggest enjoyment with sports at all is just pretty much I watch a game with him every now and then and ask him what's going on because I'm hilariously uninformed. So when I saw Kobe died, I was like, Patrick's not going to...
I didn't leave my room all day.
Yeah, he didn't. I didn't see him all day. You guys hold the rest of your questions to the end. About 25, 30 minutes from now, we'll do some more questions before we get out of here. But let's talk about some of this recent stuff. The thing with Kobe dying that just struck me was like, we always go through this thing. You'll always hear like naysayers when a celebrity dies. You always hear some a-holes going, "Oh, celebrities don't matter." Okay, whatever your opinions are on that. What surprised me was like I did actually care. Like I felt like a very intense, like, oh shoot, especially when I saw his daughter died. I don't know what to say. Like it just was, it was really bad news.
It's still hard to believe.
Yeah, it doesn't seem real.
Yeah.
I mean, how long has he been retired now? I'm glad you're here for this because, like, I don't know the numbers.
Yeah.
I know it's been a few years.
I think he retired in 2016, so it'd be 3 years. And he was a few months away from being inducted into the Hall of Fame, which sucks.
Right. Well, the other thing about it that was strange was, like, well, this isn't that strange, but half of my YouTube comments on the day were just, like, added on to the end of them was just, like, comma, rip Kobe.
Yeah.
So it was, and I'm talking about a large portion of them. So, I don't imagine, or I do imagine there's probably some large correlation between, like, people interested in gaming and sports. And I imagine that's why it was. But I was surprised. There was like 10 comments that were just like, oh yeah, and rip Kobe.
Yeah, I saw like murals, obviously in LA, but like I even saw like in Philippines and China, like just all across the world.
Yeah.
People just so sad.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what it reminded me of. I don't think I've kind of felt this way about a celebrity dying, if you will, since Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Because when Robin Williams died, it was another thing. Like, I've always loved Robin Williams, and you guys know how I like change my answer on what my favorite console or favorite game is sometimes. I probably do that with actors too. I have a few that are favorite, but when Robin Williams died, I was like, I just now realized at this exact moment how much I love that man, and I do, and I still to this day. There's certain roles in certain movies where I just go, man, if Robin were still here.
Yeah.
Still can't believe, Low Profile Gamer says, still can't believe that he passed away, just 41. Yeah, 41 is crazy. I mean, I'm closer to 41 than I am to birth. What a stupid thing to say. 41's not far away from me. I'm a little bit older than these two. And it's close. I bet plenty of you guys watching are close to 41. He was one of the people that you would never expect to die, and it's sad because of the loss of life. Yeah, like basketball players, to me, even more so than football players and not all other athletes, but to my mind, basketball players always look like peak fitness to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you see videos of Kobe back in the day on the field.
The field?
They still call it field in basketball, don't they?
That's a court.
I mean, they still call it field goal, too, sometimes.
Anyways,
sports. They seem so, like, just like, I don't know what to compare them to, like horses. You know how a horse looks healthy when it's run because you see every vein, you see every muscle? That's what basketball players look like to me. So I agree entirely, not another Castle. Like, it just doesn't seem real. Can't stand sports, but big ups to Kobe. Yeah, and like, I do not, listen to me when I say this, mark my words. I don't want to repeat this. I don't want to have a Kobe, LeBron, Jordan conversation. I do not. That is not what I'm interested in. I despise those kinds of conversations to no end. But who else in sports really ever has had their name just turned into like it's not a verb, but Kobe, like he's immortalized already before he died, which is strange. That's the kind of thing my brain's been thinking about since he died. Like, he already meant something in such a strange way.
He had also written a children's book. He had an Oscar. Like, he was doing so much.
Yeah, Jason, I agree. His 13-year-old daughter. And that was the worst part, too. I read a lot of news. One of my pastimes is just reading. I keep a couple books on hand, and I spend too much time reading the news. But it's just what I do to pass some time when I'm not playing video games and I'm not thrifting. And so the first thing, my natural reaction was, of course, to go read the news when I got the notification. And I'm sure a lot of us got the same New York Times notification on our phone at the exact same time, Kobe Bryant dead. And I was like, oh, this sucks. And I kind of put my phone away, and I was editing, like, yesterday's video or whatever it was. I forget the timing. And so I put it off for about an hour, and then, of course, I went and read the news. Every article for a mile long was about it. And, of course, most of it was just like Kobe and his daughter died, and there's all these pictures of his daughter. And that just makes it all worse. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Watching each team do 24 or 8-second violations was respect. All right. Mrs. Doubtfire was Robin Williams' best movie. It was a good one, for sure. 33 here, and yeah, it seems real close. Doesn't it? You know what? 30 was scary when I was 20. I won't say that 40 is scary now, but it seems closer than 30 seemed when I was 20. I don't know if that's probably a super obvious thing to say, but I think about that a lot. Kobe is an expensive meat. Yeah, I bet it is. Jacob says, we would tell Kobe when toasting paper. We would yell Kobe when tossing paper balls in the trash at school, and then yell Shaq when they miss. Oh man, wish Shaq was here to take up for himself. Let me say this: the ultimate goal here is to get Shaq on the podcast. I want to go ahead and put that out in the first episode ever. So one of these days, years from now, when we're on our 1,000th podcast, and I introduce Shaq, we'll play this clip.
I'm pretty sure he couldn't defend himself, though.
Who?
Shaq.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, he jokes about it all the time.
He shot under 50% on the free throw line. I mean, made 1 3 his entire career. I
hadn't watched a basketball game since I left home, 2011, 2012, until Patrick moved here, and I've watched some with him. And I must say, watching Shaq on TNT in between the games makes watching the basketball game worth it. That's from someone who doesn't watch basketball games. But I say that to say he rags on himself about it, too. He understands which makes me like him even more. Not to mention, he's one of the few people on Earth bigger than I am. Watch the video. All right. Let's see. What do you think about the video game collecting in general? Do you think digital games will affect collecting? We'll talk again. Let's talk video games again at the end after we talk about some more news. He was solidified with just one word. Yeah, Ric Flair woo. That's one of my favorite clips that I slide in my videos sometimes is the Ric Flair woo. But yeah, Kobe, rest in peace. I don't know. I don't know if it'll feel any more real anytime soon. All right, so let's move on to another topic. We're going to talk about TV a little bit, some recent TV shows. We're specifically going to talk about them because Patrick, as we just mentioned a few minutes ago, has been locked in his room for a month, or in the dungeon as we like to call it, and he's watched a lot of TV. And two things you told me when we were taking notes on what to talk about on the podcast, you watched The Mandalorian and you watched The Witcher.
I did.
Let's talk about The Witcher first, and then we'll talk about The Mandalorian, both briefly. The Mandalorian. Go ahead and say again what you told me last night about what kind of your overall feelings about it. And then I want to talk to you guys about The Mandalorian. I really want to know how many of you have and haven't watched it is kind of what I'm mostly concerned with.
So I guess I watched the first 6 episodes, and it didn't seem like it added a whole lot to me to like the whole Star Wars story.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously we were introduced to like the Mandalorian species, if you will, which is really cool. And then like the whole Yoda thing, Baby Yoda was cute. But, like,
Yeah.
other than that, it was just like a Star Wars movie without any meat and potatoes.
Well, I want to focus on the first thing you said because before we do though, like let's preface this with like how much Star Wars have you consumed? You've seen all the movies or most of them?
The original 9, and I'm pretty sure that's it.
Okay, you haven't seen the new ones?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's no big deal, specifically because The Mandalorian doesn't really have much to do with it.
Yeah.
It's difficult because it's funny because when you said to me it didn't seem like it had much meat and potatoes, I was like, that's basically what I felt like, but at the same time, it seemed like the show's overarching goal was to not be too much.
Right.
Because if you think about the biggest complaints about the newest 3 movies, the newest 3 Star Wars movies are just like, here you go, here you go, here you go, more extra stuff tossed into the movie, and that's it. That's what the newest Star Wars movies are about. So it almost seemed like their attempt to slow things down. Now, as someone who has worked in the film and TV industry myself, especially as a writer and someone that just focuses on story as much as I do, I can say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that TV is the place you go to slow down, usually, compared to movies. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's fast TV shows, but 8 episodes, that's almost as much Star Wars in one setting, if you binge watch it all, as has already been made. And it would have been probably very easy to just throw 100 characters in every episode and merchandise it to hell and back.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. So I want to say I almost appreciate it being slow.
Yeah.
And now this is about a month after I've watched it all. There was plenty of times in like I think episodes 5, 6, 7 where I was like, this is boring. I did feel that way at the time, but now that I look back, I kind of just go like, it was like a piece of turkey. It wasn't a big steak, and I almost appreciate that I didn't have to work too hard on it. Let's see what you guys think about it. What's up, found our channel today? That's awesome. Glad you came to hang out with us at our very first podcast. You'll be able to say down the road that you were here. Have we played the new Star Wars game? No. Let's talk about that in a second, though, because I've heard great things. You've watched the entire Mandalorian story series. In my honest opinion, it had more of a storyline, and it was better shot with better quality fan than the last trilogy that we got. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm ready to completely like judge the quality of story and stuff. Of course, my Star Wars opinions are going to be pretty wildly different from the norm, because I grew up with the trilogies and liked the prequel trilogy and liked them, and then now like everyone kind of hated the second newest installment, but I kind of thought the story was good. It was a lot. It was at points too much, but Jacob said, Mando has a lot of familiar feelings of Star Wars and makes me think of old Kabuki Mask Theater. But I agree with Q-Tip. It didn't have much to say. It was fun, but honestly, I probably won't rewatch. Yeah. The Mandalorian, the thing that struck me, and I hate that we're talking about the Mando right now, and I didn't write these things down because I'm really bad with names. But there's a very specific style of films pioneered by this one guy that, to be completely honest, in so many ways, the Mandalorian is ripping off. There's this whole already made film out there from ages ago of a samurai taking care of a baby, and it's taking its tones and everything from that movie, which is fine. It's more like a love letter. Than it is just ripping it off to that kind of classic cinema. And I like that about it as someone who really likes films opposed to movies, I guess. Like, I like that about it. But, yeah, it was interesting because I do want there to continue to be more Star Wars. And this is what I want to sum up the conversation with The Mandalorian. There's a couple more comments here. I'll read them in a second. But I want to sum up the conversation about The Mandalorian with this. There's nothing bigger in the world than Star Wars. This is my hot take. There's nothing bigger in the world than Star Wars. It's bigger. It's just bigger and badder than anything, Yeah. And Disney owns it. And if Disney owning it even is what it's going to take for there to always be more Star Wars content, which I want personally. I don't know about you guys. I personally want more Star Wars. We're not going to like it all. We're probably not even going to like most of it. But that's what happens when something's that big. Everybody has something special from their childhood they want back out of it. Because to be honest, again, I think there might be some people here that agree with me. My favorite thing about Star Wars was the scope of the prequel trilogies. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. When there was lots of Jedi, when there was all this stuff going on. That's what I've always liked about it. So of course the Mandalorian, there's not one really lightsaber unless you want to count the surprise sword that showed up at the end. But, this newest trilogy, I want more of that. And there are rumors that the next trilogy that's coming out, or the next series of Star Wars films, is set in the High Republic. So it's going to be back to, like, Jedi councils and all that stuff. Yeah. But, yeah. Let's read. Go ahead.
I was kind of bummed about that, not seeing a Jedi.
Yeah, not a single one. Well, you know what? I don't want to veer off topic here, but I wish that I don't know how to explain this to you, but I love Rogue One. I think it was a great film. But I can't tell you how certain I was in the theater that I'm going to forget his name. What's the blind guy's name in Rogue One? I'm not going to remember it. But he, the whole time, was like talking about kyber crystals, and he was, he fought with his stick and stuff. And then the main character girl, she had a kyber crystal like on her necklace. And I just knew. What is it?
Donnie Yen.
What?
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen. Is that the actor's name or the? That's not the.
Oh,
that's
I don't know.
The actor's name.
The actor's name.
I thought, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the whole climax of that film was going to be surrounding him taking her kyber crystal, putting it together in this broke lightsaber he had, and fighting everybody off with the lightsaber. That's how they got the plans for the Death Star.
I can't say his character name. It's too weird.
It's fine. Let's not be basic white people and get terribly wrong. But I want to tell you why I'm saying this. I thought Rogue One was going to be my all-time favorite movie. And I'm not saying the movie's bad for this not having happened, but I want you to go back and watch it and see how clearly it was. That dude was going to have a lightsaber by the end. And so that's kind of how I felt about the Mando. I want Jedi. I mean, that's just preference. That's not like, I'm not saying the show's bad because of that. Let's look at a couple more comments. You made it, Tim Bro. What's up, Lady Foxfire? Glad you're here. You really liked the last Star Wars film. It was fine. It was just, I don't have anything good or bad to say. I enjoyed it. I ate a bunch of popcorn, which is important. Akira, is that his name? I still need to play the new Star Wars game. Well, let's talk about the new Star Wars game now before we move on to the other TV show we're going to talk about. At ease, for I have arrived. Glad you're here, Jim Bob. I actually like Star Wars 3, The Return of the Sith. Same. I like them all too. Forrest Whitaker. Not that one. That name I could have thought of. The game. Is it Battlefront? Is it a new Battlefront or what's it called? No, it's not.
No.
I have a buddy that's just, his main thing is Star Wars, and all we talk about is Star Wars. The Fallen Order. So, I have not played it, but I'm going to go ahead and just be honest with you. I've watched some of the cinematics, which I do so much. Like, some of my favorite things to watch when I need to scratch a Star Wars itch are just like cinematics from games. Because like even the cinematics for the old multiplayer online game, The Old Republic, are just great, beautiful cinematics. But how many of you guys have played it? I mean, do I need to leave the house right now, leave you guys sitting here, and go buy a copy of it and play it? I mean, people have been super hype about it. Yeah, Fallen Order. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Probably because I'm sitting here just losing my mind that we've got like 60 people watching us. Thanks, guys, for showing up, by the way. I've just had so many people talking about it. My buddy back home who just collects Star Wars toys, I'm pretty sure he hasn't watched any form of media in years that isn't Star Wars. He rewatches and rewatches the Clone Wars, Rebels. He is like, dude, if you don't get that game and play it, I'm gonna come over there and smack you, because he thinks it's the best thing ever. Forrest Whitaker's go get it. Yeah, all right, I'll leave you guys here. I'll go get it. What would you do though? Seriously, like I picked up my phone, switched to the live feed, we went to Walmart. That'd be pretty wild. I wish I could. If I could, I would. I swear that'd be fun. But yeah. I'm going to get it. I just, like I said earlier, when whoever it was that asked me if I liked collecting Switch games, love it. Just don't want to pay $60 for it. I'm sure it's a little bit cheaper right now. Had to switch to my laptop. Let's see how much it costs. 44 at Target, not bad. On Xbox, hey, it's 36 if I want to order it online. Why does that say $10? $10 on eBay. Seems legit. All right,
it's not the game you're looking for.
You can switch back. Hey, look, it's me. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Well, you know what? I do want to say, this is going to be a little bit off topic. I want to keep talking about another TV show for a second, but I do want to say that we don't plan on this podcast always just being talking heads, talking to you guys. We want to get up and do some stuff for sure. So you guys should definitely subscribe if you haven't already, so that when it is time to do special things on this podcast, that sounds terrible, do special things, you'll get notifications when we do it. You can come hang out with us then. Adventures with Tendo. Yeah, that's going to be my podcast, running around town with my cell phone. Let's see. We want to talk about The Witcher real quick, and I definitely need you guys for this, because I know nothing about The Witcher. I never played the game. Friend of the channel, some friends of the channel that you've seen on the channel, they've been playing it, and they've been telling me all about it, and I've told them, like, I don't have any intention of playing it anytime soon, but, like, I wouldn't mind coming hanging out for a little while you play it, and let me check it out, because everybody's kind of seemingly, like, been more hype about the games now because the TV show's on. But you've watched the show. But before we talk about the show, have you any familiarity with the game?
That was a big dilemma in my head, because I haven't played any of the games. I kind of know what they're about, or knew what they were about, I guess. Now I do. So I was like, do I play the game first, or do I watch the show? Will the show ruin the game, or like, will I get more context from the game to watch the show? But I ended up just watching the show with no context, pretty much, and it was really good.
Okay,
I enjoyed it a lot.
I've been hearing just wildly good things.
Yeah,
I've seen the most I've seen of it. Now I want to explain to you where I'm coming from with this show, just so you have context and we can kind of compare. Because I know there's going to be some people in the comments that have seen it and have played the game. You've seen it, haven't played the game. I know nothing. I don't know what the game's about. I don't know what the gameplay's like. It's just not a game for whatever reason that has crossed my radar. So you're sitting there. You've got Netflix. Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
You're sitting there on Netflix scrolling through things to watch. The Witcher comes up. Do you know immediately when you see it it's a video game?
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't take you a second to realize that. Does it say in the description?
No.
Okay. It doesn't even say that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not surprising, but, they don't want people to go, oh, I haven't played the game. I'm not going to watch this.
Yeah.
All I've seen is the thumbnail on Netflix. And so I thought, in my head, I wondered just a little bit, is this like their attempt at Game of Thrones territory? Not in that, it's a Game of Thrones show, but are they going for that audience?
It is quite similar in like the setting and the context and all that, and a little bit of the backstory. Not that they're the same, but like both like kind of medieval shows.
Right.
But I haven't seen Game of Thrones either. So I don't know for sure.
Okay, so
but
it's
I
hard
would
to
imagine
compare.
It's quite similar.
Did you watch it all the way to the end?
Yes.
How many episodes was it roughly?
10 to 12, something like that.
Okay. Well, it's interesting. Would you suggest I watch it? Like, do you think I'll like it? I mean, you know my taste pretty well.
It's really well shot, actually.
Yeah.
I think you'd enjoy that.
Well, that I do enjoy, which I don't want to go back to what we were talking about, but somebody said earlier how beautifully and well shot The Mandalorian was, and I will say that is absolutely probably the truest statement that was said in that discussion. I will watch the movie with the worst dialogue if it's pretty, as well as watch the ugliest movie with the best dialogue. I like it when things are good. And as someone yourself that doesn't really study cinema in a way like I do, for you to say it's well shot means, I mean, if it went so far out of its way to be pretty that you noticed, I feel like it's probably pretty good.
Yeah, it was really...
I hope you don't take that as an insult. I just mean, like, I've never heard you say that about a TV show, really.
No, it was just, like, appealing to the eyes, like,
all right, well,
visually.
I guess you guys know what I'm watching tonight. Let's hear what you guys have to say about it. It's your boy from Buffalo. What's up? Welcome. Let's see. Got the Witcher 3 game and got the show ready to watch, but been told I should play the Witcher 2 first. Well, see, that's interesting because there's multiple ones, right? Whatever media is made around video games, it's always an interesting thing. I mean, I guess kind of same for books and all that other stuff, because is it going to be an extension? Are they retelling the story that's in the cutscenes and in the gameplay? These are questions I have that ultimately we're not going to be able to answer sitting here, but these things make me very curious. You've tried the game, but RPG games aren't for me. Yeah, I don't play a ton of them. I have a great appreciation for them, but yeah, I just don't. I'm not good at long sittings, which is what RPGs really demand. I'm a 45-minute type guy myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've never finished any RPG I've played, but like I enjoy them a lot, and I get most of the way. But it's just that like you just like after playing for so long, after doing kind of the same thing.
It's like that. This is what I hear, anyways. It's like at 65 or 75%. It gets hard and you're not leveled up enough, and it's just like, that's a no for me, dog.
Yeah. Too much effort.
Do you have kids? You keep hearing kids. No, I do not. But I've been complaining in a couple of recent kids while I'm trying to shoot my intros and outros for videos. I don't know what it is. I think school's in session. Maybe that is what it is. But yes, there's 1,000 screaming kids outside my door. And honestly, I keep seeing them run by. But The Witcher 3 was all right. Not one of my favorite games. Too much dialogue. Sounds like an RPG. What about third-person shooters? So, as far as talking about video games, you guys hold off just a little bit. We're this hour is supposed to be about. This podcast is supposed to be an hour long. We'll spend the last 10-15 minutes chatting again, but we've got one or two more topics to get through before we can get back to that. But yeah, the Witcher though. I'm kind of like, I guess I'm going to watch it. I'm curious, though, as someone who's always looking for a new game to play, I wonder if watching it's going to make me overly curious about the game. Am I going to watch it and go play the game? Are you at all more curious now?
Yeah, so I have the Xbox Game Pass, and I think it's on there for free, The Witcher 3. So I'll probably go like download it and play it at least a little bit.
Yeah.
I'll probably like it for the most part.
Well, why don't you do that, and I'll watch it a little bit while you play it.
Yeah.
And maybe we can have another discussion about it next time. Maybe I'll just have binge watch the show.
You also get context for the meme.
Clockwork Tartarus. That name is awesome. Don't know what it means, but groovy. You can easily start with the Witcher TV show as it was made with the help of the author who wrote the book. So that's good to know. That's the kind of info I want. So thanks for that. Say you're from Kentucky. Yeah, I am from Kentucky. Patrick and I are both from Kentucky. Lexington, Owensboro. It is on Game Pass, confirmed. All right, let's do that for sure then. All right, okay. So The Witcher, that excites me. I mean, I do want something new to watch. I've not been watching a lot of TV recently, and if I do, I tend to rewatch the same old things. We're both like that. Yeah. There's 2 or 3 TV shows that we like that we just watch on repeat. All right, so
it also said that a new season was coming this year.
Soon.
Yeah.
So it's not like. That's another phenomenon that I don't want to say drives me nuts in a negative way, but I feel like some of the Amazon shows we watch, like The Marvelous Miss Maisel is a show Hannah and I like a lot. Shout out if you like that show too. I feel like there's been like 4 seasons in a year. I don't know. I mean,
I feel like that too. I mean, it's really been quite quick, honestly. And I also I was looking at some articles while you guys were chatting about The Witcher. They're starting filming for season 2 in February of this year.
So they're already filming it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I mean, that's quick.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me when that happens for the first couple of seasons. But when they do it, and it's like it's more every 6 months. I mean, I guess that really just more speaks to our appetite as media connoisseurs. They wouldn't do that if their data didn't say that we wanted it. But that's crazy.
It just came out though, like
I mean, it did
less than a month ago.
I don't even think it's been that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's already been memed and everything.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on from The Witcher. Hold on, one more comment. I love Shadows of Mordor, Karna RPG. Tried Witcher, but could not get into it for some reason. I mean, it's a preference thing, which I understand fully. RPGs, it takes a certain kind of dedication, and there are many people out there much, much more dedicated than I am. All right, so let's move on. Did I sell the handcraft shoes? Have you sold the handcraft shoes? Have you even listed them?
I have listed them. I just listed them though, like 2 days ago. So no, not yet. But there's a lot of traction on it. So if you still want them, you're more than welcome to them.
Yeah. So if that's confusing to any of you, we resell clothing, and we found these really nice shoes. Did you figure out where they're from?
They're from the Philippines, and it's actually hand painted on the like sole of the shoe.
Yeah, they're very nice. Jeremy, what's up? Glad you came by. The Witcher 3 story is great. I'm about 15, 20 hours in. How many hours is it? It's
probably 60 to 100, somewhere in there.
It's probably like completion is probably like 150 or something wild.
Most open world RPGs are like 60 to 80.
Yeah. Yes, time consuming for sure. All right, let's move on. We have just a couple more basic topics for today. Let me find my notes. So, this isn't something we're going to talk about a bunch, but we just thought it was interesting. And I purposely didn't look up anything regarding this. Patrick came in yesterday. We have a dry erase board for our show notes, what we're going to talk about. And Patrick goes, "Did you hear Atari's building a hotel?" I was like, wait, what? There's going to be an Atari hotel in Tempe?
In Phoenix.
In Phoenix. So it's not in the Tempe area, but it's in the greater Phoenix area.
Yeah.
A hotel that's Atari themed. I want to ruminate on this. I want to like imagine before we go look up some facts. Because that's weird. I mean, like
I saw the concept, like, design.
All right, well, we're going to go
outside the building.
Okay, well, don't tell me anything about it.
Okay.
What I'm imagining, and we're only talking about this because it's here in Phoenix, and we're going to probably go to it and make a video out of it and try to sleep in the, I don't know, Pac-Man bed. Was Pac-Man on Atari? I don't know. But I'm just imagining, like, every room has a different game theme, and then it's like, you're telling me I have to spend $100 every night for the rest of my life just to see all of them? But, yeah, that's...
If they don't have Ataris in the lobby that I can play...
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what it makes me think is I can't tell you how often I'm scrolling through Facebook or Twitter or something and there's an ad or just a Collider video, I don't know, BuzzFeed that's just showing off some freaky hotel in Japan that's Batman themed or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen this? That's what you expect that kind of in tourist traps overseas.
Yeah.
But you're telling me a few miles from here we're going to have an Atari themed hotel. First of all, why? Second of all, how are the rooms all going to be different or the same? Third of all, how can you build an Atari hotel and there not be an Atari 2600 in every bedroom? Which means you've got to have a CRT.
You're asking the right questions.
Oh my gosh, Atari hotel. I'm telling you. You heard about that, really? Low profile gamer, where are you? I'm interested in where you are and that you heard about it from here. And did you see it on the news or what? Because I feel like I should have heard about it, being in the gaming community here and stuff. But how did you see it? Did it come up or did you Google
browsing
it?
Reddit and it popped up and I was like, whoa.
That's wild. All right, well, Hannah switched to my laptop. Let's Google it. Phoenix Atari Hotel. We're not going to watch a video on it because I don't want to get demonetized, but let's just click on like the first news article about it. Arizona family. Ooh, the concept art's pretty. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Atari, Phoenix CT. All right, I'll read this, a little bit of it. If you grew up with video games like Pong, Centipede, and Asteroids, you're going to love this. An Atari-themed hotel is coming to Phoenix. Atari Gaming Company has announced that construction on the first video game-themed Atari hotel will begin in mid-2020 right here in the Valley. All right, before we continue, you're telling me that the Atari Company is doing this. Now, I know they've hired contractors, but like Atari, as the company exists, which I don't know as much about it as I probably should. I'm sure they're a subsidiary of something bigger now, but I don't know. This just seems crazy. Phoenix is only the first location. There are plans to build Atari hotels all over the United States, with additional hotels stated for Las Vegas, Denver, Chicago, Austin, Seattle, San Francisco, and San Jose. Again, before we continue here, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so specific. Like, to be honest, though, right off the bat, would you rather go to an Atari hotel or a Nintendo hotel?
It depends what it looks like.
So
I'm all about looks.
You're not immediate. I'm more about like what the themes like.
Yeah.
If you're telling me there's a Yoshi themed room at a hotel,
I mean, that'd be pretty cool. Sleep on a big long Yoshi tongue.
right? All right, well, let's keep reading here. Bro, I got so hyped when you said sleep on a big long Yoshi tongue. Atari plans to create a unique vacation experience combining lodging with a one-of-a-kind video game themed destination. You can expect to see retro favorites as well as modern touches. The hotels will feature fully immersive experiences for every age and gaming ability, including the latest in VR and AR, virtual and augmented reality. Cool, nice modern attraction.
Awesome.
But don't you just want to go to the Atari hotel and just be surrounded by 8-bit nonsense?
But if they had Atari in VR,
Okay, I mean, yeah, maybe.
isn't that maybe
You're
better?
so smart. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I mean, original's always great, but like,
I didn't think about it.
VR
You
Atari.
can put in the VR.
yeah.
There's your 400-inch CRT TV theater in front of you. I like where your head's at. A typical hotel will reportedly include an esports studio. We need to talk about that.
Yeah.
An Atari gaming playground, meeting and event rooms, co-working spaces, restaurants, bars, a bakery, movie theater, and a gym. Not to get off topic, but obviously esports is a wildly growing thing. All around the U.S., they're building new arenas, if you want to call them that. I guess you can call them arenas. Yeah, and that's huge. That's real big. And Patrick showed me some videos. I don't know if you're going to remember the context of this conversation that we had, but I remember you showing me some videos of some of the esports specific hotels overseas that some of the esports teams that play League that you watch would stay at and practice at.
Right. So, I guess Alienware specifically sponsors a few esports teams. Specifically, Team Liquid is the one I know about. And they've built a training facility in LA for all sorts of teams to come and visit. They have a training facility in like Sweden or Denmark or something in Europe that teams can go to and play at, also for European teams. And then there's like, I think there's gaming houses and stuff in Korea because Koreans are just really good at video games.
I want to continue the conversation, but this is the best comment ever. If EA had a hotel, would there be microtransactions? Yes.
Yes.
Because hotels are already full of microtransactions, EA would capitalize. Yeah, so that's interesting then, right? Maybe the strategic thing that they're doing with building these hotels is building them in cities that have a big esports presence or plan to real soon, where, I don't know who's really renting out space room in a hotel right now other than traveling esports teams.
Right.
So that doesn't seem like the biggest pool for making money on, but
For your average guest.
yeah, but if they're planning on it though, if they're planning on it being a big deal,
Yeah. And especially if they have like esports events here and like teams, other international teams come here,
yeah.
like that'd be a good place for them to stay. They'd have a room to like practice in or whatever.
Right. Well, I do want to say my biggest kind of excitement about this, that this is the first place they're doing it. That they're building one. I don't know why. I'll probably do a little more research into why. I hope there's some great reason. That this is the next planned big esports capital or something. Because right now it's LA. If it's not in LA, it's not really going to happen esports wise unless it's overseas.
Right.
Let's read a couple comments. Hotels already have microtransactions. Agreed. Yeah. Have you? I don't know. You guys haven't stayed in hotels as much as I have. I've spent the majority of the last 5 years in hotels, and moderately nice ones. Not because I had a lot of money, but because the companies I was working for, we always carried lots of equipment, and the companies were more interested in putting us in high up hotels with lots of security The lower end ones where our stuff might get stolen. So that was always the thinking there. They always splurge a little. So I've stayed in some of those fancier hotels where there's a sticker on the bottle of the water that says, if you break this seal, $13 will be charged to your room.
Yeah.
I think that was the highest I ever saw personally on a bottle of water, $13.
Dang.
Perfect for EA. Let's see. Will you stay in the Atari Hotel and vlog your stay? Yes. I mean, that's the plan. I will try my hardest. Hopefully, I mean, it's going to be a few years before it's open.
Yeah.
Hopefully our channel's grown and I'll have enough clout, if you will, to say, hey guys, I'm a local YouTuber here. Can you hook a brother up? I'm excited about it. There was a comment a second ago. Someone, I'm probably not going to be able to find it because I can't read good. But somebody said something about there being a something else hotel in Orlando. Somebody said it again.
It's like a Nintendo World or something?
I don't know.
Nintendo.
Can't find that comment. It's not too far up. Yeah, I don't know. I'm super into themed hotels, I guess. I've never been to one.
Yeah.
But then again, my only real experience, I guess, with themed hotels is like the ones at Disney World or something, and those are
that's what I was gonna
stupid
say.
expensive.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a hotel in the middle of nowhere here. I mean, I don't know what the location's going to be, but it's just going to be somewhere in town.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine they're going to charge skyrocketing places. I imagine they're just going to hope that people will just choose to stay there instead of the Hilton, just for lulz. You know what I mean?
Or nostalgia.
Maybe, but like I don't know that the business model is going to work out too well if the main profit goal is to like just get all the people to travel to Phoenix to go to this hotel. I imagine the money's only going to come if someone's booking on Kayak and it's like, oh, the Hilton there in Scottsdale. Oh, wait, look, 2 streets over, Atari, about the same price. Sign me up.
I mean, if you're a businessman, you're probably going to stay in a regular, like, normal hotel. But if you're just any regular old guy and you don't want to stay in the Atari Hotel...
What's wrong with you?
Compared to some boring hotel...
Oh, man.
I don't
Well,
get it.
Super Nintendo World in Florida in 2023. So, if that's in Orlando, what I want to know about that, I guess Hannah, do some Googling for us about the Nintendo World in Orlando. Hopefully it's not like, I don't know. I don't want to get sidetracked here again, but we went to Universal Studios last year, Hannah and I. One of the last jobs that I did for hire for video, I went around filming this thing. It doesn't matter what it is, but we took a break week that Hannah and I had off, and I flew her out to Orlando, and we went to Universal Studios. First, let me tell you about my experience real quick about Universal Studios before we move on. I was too big for every ride, so that was not fun. And then everything was monetized in the same way we were just joking about. It was just so much money. It was just so much money. And I was working on the road, and I get paid okay when I do those jobs. So I was just like, I was spending money on everything that I didn't need to. And once it was done, I was just like, it was just not worth it. So I like the sound of Nintendo World, but the way that I feel about it is that it's dangerous, because if I spent that much money at Orlando's, at Universal Studios, it's your boy. How much is he going to spend at Super Mario or at Super Nintendo World? I'll spend every dime I had. What do you got, Hannah?
They are building it currently.
So this isn't a hotel. This is an amusement park.
No, just like they did Harry Potter World.
Is it part of Universal Studios?
It'll be on the South Campus of
That's
Orlando
what I don't
Studios.
want. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I didn't want to be the case.
No, Microsoft.
I don't want to go to Universal Studios and go to another attraction.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that's cool. Thanks for bringing that up. We'll keep an eye on that, and maybe we'll talk about it again soon after we read some more about it. Oh man, I'm stressed out now. I don't want it to be at Universal Studios. I did not like my experience there. Oh, okay. Super Nintendo World. It was about Super Nintendo World in Florida. 2023 is when it's supposed to open. Can you confirm that?
Let me look.
I mean, that's a while. That's not super far.
Yeah.
All right. Legoland is so boring. We've got I don't know if it's called Legoland, but we've got a Lego attraction. Take your kids to it at the mall that's like a mile away from here. And I didn't know there was such things as Legoland when I moved here. And there was one of these in this mall. And I walk up to the lady at the cash register. I don't care how much this costs. This is what I'm going to do, because I do like Legos. I love Legos. And I said, ma'am, how much to do the tour? And I'm by myself. Hannah is like getting a donut. You know, Hannah's doing Hannah things. And so I'm.
What does that mean?
Have you ever put yourself on the screen? Have you ever walked into that mall and not went straight to the Cinnabon place? Ever?
Yes, I go to the
No.
boba tea place. I go to.
She's lying.
False.
Patrick, switch back here so they can see Patrick's head shaking. False.
False.
She's lying to you. Listen, what was I even talking about?
Legoland.
Legoland. I walk up to the lady and I say, hey, how much for me and my girlfriend? She says, do you have a kid with you? I was like, no, I don't have kids. She's like, well, you can't come in, sir. And I was like, what? Like, complete disbelief, no understanding. And she's like, well, you could be.
Don't say it.
Yeah. You could be a weirdo. Let's just say that. And I was like, hey, good call. And I walked away. And as I'm walking away, she says, oh, there's a Thursday night once a month where it's adults. This has nothing to do with what I intended to talk about. But yeah, Legoland. This live chat is awesome. I agree. You guys rock. But yeah.
Yes, 2023.
2023. Tokyo. Gamer Alley says there's one opening this year in Tokyo. That's cool. We need to go to Tokyo.
For real.
As soon as YouTube is paying the bills and then a little more, that's what we'll do. We'll go
So
to
like
Tokyo.
another 2 years.
Yeah, we'll go soon. We'll go by the time the one here opens. Because I bet you, I don't know though, the one in Tokyo, is there a Universal Studios in Tokyo? I don't know. We don't need to know. By the way, nice dice collection. I appreciate that. Patrick, I don't know if you can see this very well. You're probably watching a lower quality stream because it's live, then you'll be able to play back when it's done encoding. But Patrick has left notes for all of you right here in dice. All right, so that's all I wanted to talk about there. So we've got a little bit of time left, so let's go back to answering a few questions, chatting about things, unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about.
Oh, really?
No? All right.
Covered it all.
Well, let's go back to answering a few of those questions. I know you guys had a few more video game related questions. Hit me with the good ones. The good ones only. You should go game hunting in Japan. Exactly. Here's the thing, though. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to start buying Japanese games, okay? I don't want to start buying foreign games because, and this will probably not come as a surprise to any of you, it will be the biggest rabbit hole ever, and then I'll want all of them, right? So I think the only Japanese games I own, there's a Japanese Super Smash Bros. Over there, which you guys saw on an episode a couple days ago if you watched it. What I do want to go to Japan for game hunting wise is consoles and controllers and all those things. Yeah. I could come back with a duffel bag with all those Japanese release Wii colors. Wii too, but GameCube and the GameCube controllers. I bet I could come back with a couple $100 with every controller color I've ever wanted. That's all I'm interested in, and some wild color Game Boys and stuff that's cheap there. I mean, you guys have watched game hunting videos in Japan. I'm sure you have. Some of it they can't give away. So, yes, I want to do that bad. Congrats on your first podcast. Thank you very much. Having a blast. Got some good people hanging out in here. Let's see. Do you have any TurboGrafx games or systems? I have none. I haven't even found a TurboGrafx game yet. I do want one, and I do want to collect for them. There's some Angry Video Game Nerd videos where he played, some TurboGrafx stuff that I wouldn't mind trying out just because it looks so horrid. Been watching for a few months. One of your new faves. Thanks for saying so. From the Buckeye State. Sweet. I appreciate when you guys let me know where you're from. Not that I want to creep on you or anything like that. If I ever ask where you're from, it's just like it feels really neat to kind of have an overall idea of how far our reach, is currently reaching. If you had to pick one game to play for the rest of your life, what would it be? I've answered this question maybe, and I bet I said Super Mario World. And really, again, you guys are going to get tired of asking me these questions because it's always Mario. But Super Mario World, you know how it has all the secret paths? I still haven't found them all. I know I haven't. You know what I mean? Because every now and then I'll see a clip and I'll see a new level down below, something I haven't been to, and I've purposely, even into my adulthood, not watched tutorial videos on how to go to all the secret places in Super Mario World. So that's still the only game that I pretty much play on this CRT. It just stays plugged up. Good question though. Can you please do a controller collection video? I should. I thought when I made this year's game room tour video that it was going to be a nice, it would be in there, that there would be a nice controller shot in there where you saw everything. But my controller collection right now is just separated. There's one shelf over there, there's two here, and there's one over there. I absolutely need to do that. I haven't built enough display stands for them is the only reason I haven't. What's your gamer tag on Xbox? That's a good question. I think it's Shark Tendo. It should be, but...
Ask on Discord, and I'll let you know.
Yeah. Patrick will hit you up. Pecky, checking you out for Vegas. Love your vids. Thank you so much for saying so. How is the game hunting in Vegas? You're still going. Glad you catch some. Hey, Phoebe1. Glad you made it, man. Glad you got off work in time. Watching from the UK. Should probably go to bed. What time is it right there now, 94 JJ? Right now. You're what? You're probably
like 6 or 7 hours.
Well, they're 7 hours ahead of Eastern, I think. So that would make them like 9 hours maybe ahead of us. Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to account for...
I know when I went to Italy, it was 7 hours, so
yeah.
Something like that.
Was it 7? But you're Eastern time in Lexington, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably what you were thinking. What else? Hannah and you rock. Thank you. Patrick, though, he's like this.
Everyone always just leaves me out. That's all right.
Hey,
I get it.
Kathy from Indiana, though, man. She's got your back. Watching for the UK. Hannah and you rock. Watching for the East Coast. Cool. Massachusetts. Nice. Sleep. That's what time it is. It's sleep o'clock. 5 past midnight. Very nice. So do the math. It's 5 o'clock here. That's a lot. Yeah, you're right. That's 7 hours. You nailed it. Since you're going for complete collections, what console is your main focus for a complete collection? I don't have one that I'm just like, this is it. This is all I'm spending my money on. But it kind of switches between Wii and PlayStation 2 that I feel like is going well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm always buying Wii games. I'm always buying PS2 games. And they're both consoles that I find plenty of games in good condition for. So, probably those. But at the same time, I feel like it won't be that hard for me to complete the Game Gear collection. Because that, specifically, there's not so many big wild card games. What are you seeing?
Well, there's a question for me you missed, but I was laughing at Phoebe1. He just said lunchtime.
He's on his lunch break. That's even better.
Question for me was about...
Stop me anytime. I'm trying my hardest to... They're going pretty fast.
It was about League of Legends. It says, what's your favorite hero to play? Thresh, the guy with the big hook. Also, what are some of the good heroes to pick for people new to the game? That's tough to answer right now, but join the Discord, message me, and I will talk to you extensively about that.
Yeah. Anybody watching, if you guys haven't joined the Discord, the link is below this video, like all of our regular videos, and that's... Honestly, it's the easiest way to catch up with us. People try to message us on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, and we try our hardest to respond, but we're always on the Discord. Good question, though. That's my favorite character is the Hook guy, just because it's, I don't know, he's so funny looking, and that's the one I always see you playing. You guys ever hit up some garage sales? A little bit. If you go to youtube.com/sharkvlog and just look at all our videos and scroll back, there's a couple in there. And I actually play more yard sales. Yeah.
Stream status says no data.
It went back to excellent. It's just...
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we're just...
OBS said something weird too.
Yeah, no, if you guys are experiencing any buffering, I apologize. Everybody's just getting home from work, so they're probably sucking all the internet. I want to do more yard sales, but I'm just going to be completely and entirely honest with you. The only way to do good at yard sales is to get up early. Early bird gets the worm. All that stuff is true. And also the weather here in Phoenix is so funny that, like, for me, it's just so much more comfortable to go to the thrift store. It's so much more easy in every way conceivable that I just don't work hard enough to go to the yard sales here. However, when we travel and do traveling vlogs, which we've done like 3 now since we started the channel, which I feel like is a pretty good number, we've went to yard sales every time. So definitely expect us to hit up yard sales whenever we get out on the road.
3 a.m.
3 a.m. Good question. Nice kitty shirt, Pat. It's
a white tiger, but close enough.
That's like
it's
top
in the cat
5
family.
It's like top 5 favorite shirts for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
He loves that shirt.
Top 3.
I'd wear it, but it won't fit me. It did stop for a second. All right. Thanks for letting us know. To be honest with you, I expected that stuff to go horribly wrong, but Hannah's over there kicking ass, and I think that's the only time we've dropped out. Let's see. Love looking at the pickups in Discord, even though I have the pickup of the year when my son was born. I agree. You won that one for sure. I don't do yard sales either. Yeah, listen, nothing wrong with them. Love yard sales. Doing daily videos, I need my sleep. That's really all there is to it.
Someone asked how we know each other.
Peace out, Jason. You know what? That's a good question. Should we answer it now?
Planet Retro.
Should we? I mean, we've been wanting to do a whole video about it.
We'll just say we met in college.
Yeah, we'll tell you the basics. There's a big, great story. You know what? Ask that question again at the beginning of next video. We'll be prepared.
Yes.
We'll tell you the story. I'll have some pictures ready or something too. But yeah, we were college roommates for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, we met before that, obviously.
Yeah. He came to. I was at college for a year, and then he showed up. I was there for another year, and then I left. Hannah and I left. We moved and started this wild adventure we're on now. So that's how we know each other, and then we're roommates again now. We can moderately stand each other, so we make good flatmates. Good question though. It's dinner time. Peace out, Jason. Thanks for hanging out. What are you laughing at?
The last comment.
What does it say? I think you get better stuff at yard sales.
No, the one right before that.
Tendo question. How much did you spend on all the copies of Wii Fit for the Christmas episode? Not as much as you'd think. Probably.
You got most of the bins.
Well, yeah,
so.
that's what I was going to say. You know what? Let's figure this out for sure. Go get your scale.
Oh my God.
Go get
Okay.
it. We're going to answer that. We're going to wrap up with that. Well, I'm going to answer a few more questions, but while we set this up, I'm going to wrap up with that question. So, let's see. I think you get better stuff at yard sales. You know, I mean, that's going to be different for everyone, right? I mean, you obviously, if you go to thrift stores in your area and there's garage sales in your area and you get better stuff at garage sales, that's going to be completely true. I know probably 4 or 5 different people that garage sell here in Phoenix quite regularly, and I feel like my finds are often quite comparable to theirs. And I haven't seen any of my buddies' yard sale finds that have made me think I'm doing the wrong thing. Here, let me have that bad boy. So yeah, there you go. Is that a full copy? You know what? You picked an empty one. Get us a Wii Fit Plus that has all the books in it.
That's all the books.
It's heavy. We pay for them by weight, so I'm going to tell you how much it all costs. Get this is a Wii Fit Plus. Get a normal Wii Fit. We're going to do an average. Make sure it has everything in there.
Yep.
Good. All right. Copy of Wii Fit Plus. We'll measure them in a second. I'll do the math and tell you exactly how much it all costs. Let's answer a couple more questions though. Yeah. So, but let me finish what I was saying about yard sales. Hannah, see if you can find out how many Goodwills are here. Google and see how many Goodwills are in Phoenix. It's like 50 or something. It's ridiculous. There's so many Goodwills here. There's just the right demographic of people moving in and out of Phoenix on the regular, like hundreds of thousands a month or something.
There are 90 of them.
There are 90. That doesn't seem
Phoenix,
real.
or in AZ, I guess.
In Arizona.
In Arizona.
I bet half of those are in Phoenix, though, right?
Yeah, I'll have to look more to see how many are actually in Phoenix.
I'm not disagreeing that yard sales can be better, but the whole point of my channel, or not the point, but one of the reasons I was like, I'm going to do a lot of thrifting on this channel, was simply because I've lived a lot of places. LA, one of the most densely populated places in America, like the second biggest. The Goodwills are nothing like this. Nothing. And when I say Goodwill, just understand I mean thrift stores. But, you know, there's like 50 or 60 Goodwills, 5 or 6 Savers, 2 or 3 Deserts, tons of St. Vincent de Paul. There's probably 20. You can't. If I jog a mile down the road and back, I pass 3 thrift stores in any direction. So the thrifting here is just so good that that's just all there is. That's all there is to it. Gumball machine. How much did I pay for it? Also by weight. I think this is gonna be too heavy to weigh on here, but probably $10. We buy stuff for $1.39 at the bins, a pound, $1.39 per pound, which is. I'm gonna tell you exactly how much here in just a second when we wrap up. How much all those copies of Wii Fit cost. In my area, there's a lot of competition from flea market sellers. Yeah, no doubt. That's probably the biggest complaint that I hear people make that are in areas that yard sales are the best. It seems like if you're somewhere our yard sales are really good, resellers are going to beat you to it. Because those guys are going to get up early because, and this happens a lot at the Goodwill bins for us, those people are a little bit vicious. You know what? I'm going to get a little off topic again for a second and backtrack. I had a note and I skipped over it for the Kobe Bryant thing. Yeah. All those people that are listing their Kobe Bryant games for hundreds of dollars, scalpers. It sucks, but resellers I've been finding out. I'll be honest with you, resellers of video games, I knew nothing about them. I had nothing to do with anything like that before I started the channel. And now I'm starting to find, and I kind of want to know you guys' opinion on this. I'm starting to find that resellers have a pretty bad rap. If you're running into these guys at yard sales, they're rude. I hear these kinds of stories all the time. Of course, this doesn't mean everybody. There's probably plenty of nice gentlemen and ladies watching that are resellers that are cool. I've definitely had some great interactions with some. But the ones that are desperate to make their living by doing it, that desperation tends to make people a little raw. And I have not heard many great stories about running into resellers. And to be honest with you, I'm running into more and more of you guys in public and being recognized. Super weird, but it's happening. And I almost have this subconscious fear that someone's going to kind of attribute some of those things to me. Do you know what I mean? Have you ever experienced any of this?
Well, it's funny you say that being a reseller clothes. But...
Yeah. Well, reseller in
mean.
general, yes. Because, again, Hannah can attest to this, too. People at the Goodwill bins who are lifelong resellers, it seems like there's more rude ones than there are nice. Don't get me wrong. I've got lots of friends that I've made at the bins that this is not the case about. But do you guys see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I understand.
Let's see what you guys say. Sending some love from Southern Arizona. Word. Savages, yeah. Mostly jerks. That is... we'll go ahead and agree we don't have the information to say that most resellers are jerks, but we will say that there is, would you guys agree there is a connotation that resellers are not really nice people? They're savages.
Yes. I would
Joseph
say...
said savages. Go ahead.
I would say, honestly, that... they want to be nice and they know that they shouldn't be mean, but the thing I experience the most about resellers is the hype that comes around with it, because they're always just oh yeah, I make $80,000 a year, I make $300 just in one day, just trying to hype it all up, and it's really annoying.
I will say that the younger people we've encountered, our age and younger, not specifically younger than us, that is a huge part of it. Kind of that Instagram mentality. We run into so many people that are just I make $80K a year doing this. 90. Yeah. I'm sure some people do. There's some people really good at this. I have a really good friend that I've made at the bins who is really good at this. I know about how much he makes, but it's because he's a genius. Do you know what I mean?
Smart,
I've got this friend that he can see a remote from across the room and go, "That's $200," and no one else is paying attention to this remote. And, you know what I mean? A remote control for your TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like the comments majorly agree. That's the connotation that happens. Now, why did I bring that up? I have no idea. But somebody said something that reminded me of that, and I thought of the Kobe thing. And
I don't have much interaction with them, so I don't really have an opinion.
Yeah.
But especially in this situation, just profiting off his death, pretty much. It's
it just seems it's gross.
I understand. Unsavory.
It's
I'm not going to condemn it outright. It happens. I think the natural thing to happen will be that the price of those games goes up. But to just it was I don't know what time he died, but let's just say 2 p.m. he dies, 2:05.
Yeah.
1 million copies of NBA 2K10, whatever, were posted. It's just that was a strange one.
Also, what's up, Jason?
Yeah, so here's a good one. Mr. Runyon says he resells just to pay for his collection. So many people do, and I would wager those people, on average, you will have more pleasant experiences with than the people that just, I don't want to throw out a blanket statement where I just say resellers are assholes. That's not what I'm saying. But it has been something that just so regularly, when I talk to people out, I can't tell you how many people are telling me their game hunting stories that I meet in public. Some of you guys that are just well, I don't go to garage sales anymore. This was a story I heard, because in my area that I like to stay close to, there's these 2 or 3 dudes that resell, and they're always just rude, and they see me coming, and they always grab stuff. And we have some experiences like that too. But we need to go ahead and wrap things up. Throw out your last questions quick. Go ahead.
Just say their Yelp reviews aren't too great.
Yeah. So JD says he flips his games if they're doubles. Yeah, I kind of do that too. More trade in than not. Gotta go, but glad you could see the podcast live. Hey, I'm so glad you were here, Lady Foxfire. Joseph says he does the same thing. Bye-bye. Love to see more retro gaming videos. Yeah. You mean from us? We're going to do a lot more gaming stuff coming up. Since, there's 60 people here right now. Yeah. I'll go ahead and tell you, I don't want any of you to hold me to this. This isn't some major announcement. I feel like you guys that are going to show up to our podcast are like our ride or dies. So you guys can know this. I won't say this on the regular videos. We're planning on starting to do 2 videos a day most of the time. No promises on like all the time. And our second videos a day being like gameplay, not always retro, but probably a large portion retro. So that's what you got looking forward to coming up real soon. We're going to ease into doing a weekly podcast and probably live game stream for a week or 2, and then we're going to start putting out way more retro stuff. But again, soft announcement, come back Saturday at the same time. We're going to do a live stream. I don't know what we're going to play, so why don't we do this? I'm going to weigh these Wii games, tell you how much I paid for that Wii Christmas special. And you guys shout out some suggestions while I do this on what we should stream this coming Saturday here on the channel. Patrick, get your calculator out. Or here, you can use mine. I've got it ready. So, we had 100, if I recall correctly, it was 113 or 121. I don't remember why. I don't know which.
We'll just do 117.
Okay, split the difference. That's quick math, Patrick. Big brains. So, we had 117. Type in 117. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's find an average of the price. Let's do pounds. So 5.9 pounds. Do 5.9 plus.
Wait, it's not 5.9 pounds. There's no way.
It's 5 pounds, 5 ounces.
Really?
Yeah. And they're both the exact same weight. 5.5. It's no.
Are you sure it's
no.
0.5?
It's 5 ounces.
Okay.
I'm
was
so
like-
stupid.
It is not 5 pounds.
Math is hard, okay? So how many ounces are in a pound? 16?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So
5/16.
actually, let's just do this. Grab a few more. Let's make this go up to a pound. Let's make this harder.
Those should be full.
All right.
One more?
This is just a little over a pound, right? So 4 of them in a pound. So it's $1.39 per 4. So do 117 divided by 4. $117 divided by 4.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And how much is it?
It's like 30.
30. Now multiply that by 1.39 because we pay
40.66.
So it cost me $40 for 117 copies of Wii Fit. I hope that answers your question. I hope that wasn't too convoluted, but that's what the Christmas special cost us. Well, I mean, we spent more money on it, but that's how much the Wii games cost.
Was it worth it?
Oh, it's so worth it. If you guys are watching and you don't know what we're talking about, there is a playlist of the Tendo Show, which is what this is an evolution of. We didn't used to do it live. We do now, starting tonight. I gave Patrick 117-ish copies of Wii Fit for Christmas. And he appreciated it.
People keep saying, "Hey Patrick, I thought of something funnier than 24." But I don't get it.
25.
You gotta switch to yourself if you're gonna. Hey Hannah, what's funnier than 24?
25.
That's funny. Patrick, have you ever watched SpongeBob?
I watched like maybe a few episodes my entire life.
Well, I haven't watched a ton. I've watched some. Hannah has seen every episode multiple times. All right, listen. We've got
also,
several.
I'm not on drugs.
All
Someone asked that.
right, guys, we're gonna wrap up now. Dallas, Hannah, Patrick, thank you for all your hard work videos. You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for the positive reinforcement. Jedi Fallen Order, yeah, same. Welcome. I appreciate it, guys. $40 in gold. That's what they cost for sure. Okay. Just know what that was. Wii Fit is selling now for $300 on eBay. Congrats. Wouldn't that be funny if somehow magically I'm 75 years old and it's $30 a copy and I've got like a warehouse full of them?
Yeah.
Because that's the plan. I'm never going to stop buying them. I have a problem. Okay, Patrick? You don't have to shame
You
me
just need
for
to
it.
buy all of them.
Listen, you don't have to shame me for it. I know I have a problem.
It's economics. You buy up all the inventory. The demand is too high,
Because of me.
and then you sell them all.
You've got it, except it's like one of the best
Big
selling
brain
games of all
time.
time. All right, so best $40 you ever spent? True. Saints Row, maybe? Maybe. Could be. You guys definitely make some suggestions on social media and stuff too. Let us know if you think of something. I want to find something for us to play on. It's going to be our first stream, just like this was our first podcast, which thanks for making this podcast awesome. I want to find a game that makes sense for us to play. I don't know what that's going to be. I mean, there's games we like playing. We've played a lot of Fortnite together, Minecraft together. What's the zombie one? That it's my favorite game. I say it all the time. Left 4 Dead. I was trying to say The Walking Dead because my
Same
brain's... I've talked too much. Joseph said he's rich. Yeah, all because of Wii Fit. I don't know. We might play something retro too, because I have a retro on 5 now, so it'd be easy to capture. I just don't know. But Saturday, plan on being here at the same time, 6 o'clock p.m. Come back with. We can answer questions when we do that too, if you have more. But I definitely want to keep our Q&A time pretty strictly to these podcasts. Patrick, anything else before we get out of here?
If you want Tendo to get rich, buy all the Wii Fit copies and send them this way.
So we can have the world stock. That's right. One of these days, I've only really filled out a couple rows with Wii Fit now, but the whole plan was always to have a Wii Fit shelf. I don't know why, but it's just part of the plan. Play Sonic 6. I don't know if I have that one. Bucky O'Hare. If it's working by then, we'll do that. There was a guy who bought a specific Game Boy game and raised prices just because he bought them all. Well, then that means it's possible. Patrick with the big money bag brains. All right, can you start earlier for UK fans? LOL. You know, I don't. Well, if anything, we'd be starting later, so probably not. I mean, I do. Listen, I appreciate you staying up late and watching us. I do, but it's not the worst thing in the world if you don't catch us live. If you really have some questions that you want answered and you can't get around to the podcast to ask them of us, just tweet us. We do a Q&A on a regular video sometimes. We'll get it in. But, hey, pog you for staying up so late. That's all I'm saying.
Instagram, Twitter's at the bottom, by the way.
Yeah, go follow us on Instagram and Twitter. That's also how you can possibly be notified that these videos are going live. Yeah, well, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. We're about to hit the button to turn off the stream. Do you see the red button, Hannah?
Yep.
Don't do it yet. Wait until I say we got some growing pains here. You know what I need? I need a big red button right here that just ends the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can do that. I can wire that up.
You have like an easy button, right?
Hold on. All right. Hannah, you got to time this just right, okay? This is going to be interesting. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. This has been way better than I ever thought it could be. We peaked at around 65 viewers or so and almost consistently never dropped below 50. That rocks. It's way better than I thought it was going to go, so I appreciate every single one of you for that. Hannah, show your face. Say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks. Zoom into Pat. We can't zoom in. But actually, go back to your angle real quick. Patrick, show him. Say bye with your legs. Look at these legs. They've just been down there the whole time. Bye from Patrick's legs. All right, back to me. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, guys. Hit that sub button. If you're here watching this hour-long podcast, well, it's been more than an hour now.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half podcast, and you still haven't hit the subscribe button, I don't know what you're doing. But thanks anyways. Do hit the subscribe button. Turn the notifications on. All the usual stuff. Look right here. TendoStore.com. Go look at our new merch. We're adding some new stuff real soon. All the other normal stuff. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us. Now, what we're going to do to end this, Hannah, I'm going to say 1, 2, and 3, and we're both going to press it at the same time. Okay? Let me get up.
That was easy.
No! No! It was premature. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
That was easy.
I don't think you did it.
Oh, no!
You have to hit. Yes. Okay, bye.